Are you looking for a preschool curriculum for your child that uses hands-on materials and books to make learning fun? If so, I am so excited about the changes and updates that Sonlight has made to the pre-kindergarten package for 2022. And in this video, I want to share some of our favorite parts of this new curriculum. So Sonlight updated the pre-kindergarten package Exploring God's World for 2022, and there are several changes that they made to the curriculum. And if you want to see a full unboxing of absolutely everything that's included in the pre-kindergarten package, I'm going to link that video below. But in this video, I want to share what's changed and some of our favorite parts of the curriculum. So the biggest change or update that Sonlight made to the pre-kindergarten package in 2022 was adding the pre-kindergarten supplies kit. And the supplies come in a box that looks like this, which is great because there's going to be room to store the supplies in there, plus some extra materials inside. And then inside the box, there are several different materials that we can use with our kids throughout the Sonlight curriculum. And there are materials included for both reading and for math. And I'm super excited about these materials because these are actually activities that are chosen directly from a Montessori classroom. And so these are Montessori materials that they're providing. And before I stayed at home with my kids, I was a teacher in a Montessori classroom, and I used these same activities with my kids. And I'm so excited to see Sonlight making these materials accessible and available to homeschool families, because I watched kids use these materials and really enjoy them, and I watched them improve their focus, and I watched them learn really advanced concepts in preschool ages through using these materials. And so I'm so excited to be able to use these with my own daughter and to just be able to share them with you as well. So for language, we received a set of sandpaper letters, and they look like this. They come in a bag so that with a little closure so that we can store them. And the letters actually have a bumpy, like kind of a rough piece of sandpaper right here that the letter is made out of. And this is great because as kids are using these, they can be feeling the feeling of this letter, and it will help them to remember the letter's shape, and it will also help to engage their brain more as they're touching that rough surface of the sandpaper. And I love these letters because they not only have the rough sandpaper, but they also show the direction of the strokes that kids are supposed to use. So this M, first they're going to go down, then number 2 is over, up, and back down. And so it will help them practice the strokes for the letters and start to develop those skills that they're going to need as they're learning their handwriting. So there's a full set of capital letters of these that are included in the pre-kindergarten package, and these are just a great way for kids to practice letter shapes, to learn their alphabet, and also to practice handwriting before they're even ready to hold a pencil. So I'm super excited about these sandpaper letters. Another resource that's included is this special set of math beads. And there's actually 2 different kinds. There's ones like this, and there's ones like this. And these are a lot of fun for counting and also for starting to teach place value even in preschool. So the individual beads are just like single beads here. And then where these really start to shine is these, which are sets of beads that are attached together on a wire. And there are 10 beads on each of these wires. So we can start to show kids that we can combine individual objects into sets of 10. And that's really important when we're teaching our base 10 place value, because we can show our kids that we can take 10 plus some more and make those numbers, those teen numbers that are so tricky for kids. But this gives them a concrete visual so they can actually count the beads along this wire to help them see that a 10 is made up of 10 units. And there's just so many concepts that are really tricky to understand conceptually, but that we can show our kids hands-on by using these manipulatives that Sonlight has provided in this pre-K kit. So I'm really excited about those. I love that they're including them because when kids start to learn math, especially at the younger ages, they really need to see it in a concrete way first. And this is a great way to introduce these new concepts to our kids in the way that their brain really thinks and learns. And then to support this even further, we also got this teens board. And I want to show you how this works because this is a really cool way. Once our kids start to understand the things that they're learning with these beads, we can start to add this teens board and show them how we write those things down. So when you first unfold it, it's a big giant strip of tens, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, all the way down to the bottom. But then the really cool thing is that we also receive these individual number squares, and there's one of these for each number, and these actually fit right over top of the 0 on this board. So you can take your 10 bead and then 6 of your unit beads, and you can show them that 10 plus 6 more makes the number 16. So this is really helpful for once you are starting to understand the idea of 16, teaching kids how we actually write that when we're writing the number down, or how they could read it if they're reading the number. And then we also have these numbers. There's 20, 10, 10, 20, and 30, where you can show them without the large board. You can build numbers with these as well. So I love that Sonlight has included these Montessori materials in the pre-kindergarten kit, and I'm really excited to be using these with my kids and to be able to teach them in the way that their brain learns, starting with the concrete, actually feeling and holding the materials, and then moving to the more abstract of just having it written down in a book or on a worksheet. Another thing that Sonlight added to the pre-kindergarten package in 2022 was this really fun Spanish book. It's called First 1,000 Words in Spanish. And my kids have really enjoyed looking through this book because it just has large pictures of different scenes, and then all around the edges it has different objects for my kids to find. And so they can look through the picture and they can see if they can find the different things that are included around the borders. And then as they're doing that, we can have a really nice conversation about how you would say those different things in Spanish. And it's just a great way to enjoy some fun reading time together and also start to develop the Spanish vocabulary. And I love that we actually received this book both in Spanish and then also in English. So my kids have enjoyed opening both books side by side and taking a look at the different pages in English and in Spanish and kind of comparing the differences between the words. And I think this is going to be a really great introduction to Spanish for them. So I'm really excited that that's included. We also received this really beautiful art book. We have a child's book of art, great pictures and first words, and this is actually a very large book, so my kids are enjoying just kind of spreading this out over their lap. And inside there are just beautiful full color illustrations of different artworks that they can look at, but with child accessible concepts. So that page was talking about opposites, and we had awake and asleep up here at the top, but still using just beautiful works of art. Here they're learning about different kinds of birds. So they are really enjoying looking at this, and I love that this is included because my city has a very small art museum with an even smaller section for kids. And so it's great to be able to expose my kids to different works of art that they wouldn't normally be able to see through using this book. And I love that both art and Spanish are included right in the preschool lesson plans. So that means that I don't have to go out there and look for extra resources to help my kids explore these extra subjects. They're just all included right there in the curriculum. It makes it so easy for me as a busy homeschool parent to just open the curriculum and share all of these topics with my kids, and yet still allow them to get a really rich, full preschool experience that includes all of those subjects that I would want them to be learning. Our favorite part about the Sonlight curriculum is just the amount of wonderful books that are included. I think that one of the best ways that we can teach our kids, especially in preschool, is just by spending a lot of time reading together, and that's still what the Sonlight curriculum is based on. We received so many wonderful books in the Sonlight Pre-Kindergarten package, and I did a full unboxing video where I showed all of the books that we received. I'll link to that in the description of this one, but I wanted to share just a couple of our favorites. So we've really been enjoying the Lion Storyteller bedtime book, and this book has just different fables and short stories for kids, and each one of them is just a page or two long. A lot of them are really funny, and they have these beautiful illustrations along the edges and in the stories that my kids have been enjoying as well. So we actually have been reading this at bedtime, and my kids have been asking for it during the day too, which is really fun. And then I love that even the books to teach the subjects are really fun for kids. We have the Berenstain Bears Big Book of Science and Nature, and my kids are excited about this one because they're familiar with the Berenstain Bears, and so we've been enjoying reading through and learning from the Berenstain Bears. So here is facts about the moon. We've just been enjoying different activities that there are in there and learning a little bit more about science while still just reading this fun book together. I also love that every Sonlight curriculum comes with a really detailed instructor's guide. Here's the instructor's guide that came with the preschool curriculum, and it has lesson plans inside for each individual day. So the curriculum includes lesson plans that tell you exactly what to do step by step, week by week for each week of the school year. So here's one of the lesson plans, and it's broken up into 4 days of preschool each week, which is great because we have a built-in day every week where we can have field trips or appointments or activities, and we never feel like we're getting behind with our preschool curriculum. So for each day, the days are listed across the top: day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4 for that week. And then down the sides, it tells you which activities you'll be doing that day. So on this day, we have Bible stories, we have read alouds, we have pre-reading and writing activities, pre-math, science, and then additional subjects, which are music or practical life or Spanish or some pages from the Developing the Early Learner workbooks. And so it'll tell you exactly what to do on each day. So there's no lesson planning required with this Sonlight curriculum. All you need to do is just open the instructor's guide to the right page that you're ready to do, and all of the lessons are planned for you. And it tells you exactly what you need and what you'll do. And then I also like that on the back for each week, it goes through and tells you exactly what to do for each activity. It gives questions to ask your kids as you're reading, notes about how to use the different materials. So for the Montessori materials, it'll tell you exactly what to do with them and how to use them, and just really detailed information so that you know exactly what to do and so that you can teach your kids really confidently using the curriculum. So I'm so excited about the changes to the Sonlight Pre-Kindergarten curriculum in 2022. And again, I'll share a link in the description to the unboxing video where I went through everything in the curriculum. But if you are looking for a preschool curriculum for your child that is based on hands-on manipulatives and real books, I cannot recommend the new Sonlight Pre-Kindergarten package highly enough. I think this is a fantastic resource for families who are looking to homeschool during the pre-kindergarten year, and I'm so excited to be using it with my family. So I'll share links in the description of this video to my review where you can learn more about the curriculum, to the unboxing video, and also to where you can get a copy of this curriculum for your family.